Hello, welcome to the TEC Ubers off-season. Week 1, we're playing Takt this week. And if you don't remember, Takt actually was our week 1 in the TEC regular season. We did suffer an unfortunate 5-0 loss because I miscalced my Mega Mawwow Thunder Punch, which did really suck. I don't know if that completely lost me the game, but that was definitely a big factor. I also didn't play the game that well, but that was a big factor. The TEC season for us last season was awful. I didn't like the team that I did. I didn't like the team that I got. I didn't like the way that I was playing pretty much anything. Everything just felt frustrating. Anyways, to start us off, we'll go into his team and we'll go into my team to go, and then we'll hop into the match. I'm actually recording this like 3 hours before the game, just because I don't want to be cramming it right before the game starts. You can see on the layout what I'm bringing. He's going to lay out what I expect him to bring. So let's go ahead and get to the matchup. His first Pokemon is Unmon Lunala. Lunala is I call it Unmon Lunala for a reason. It is very much an Unmon. It's a very bad Pokemon. Don't ever use it. Another thing is that our team straight up bullies Lunala. Like I expect him to bring it simply for the fact that it's one of his Ubers. That's the real reason I expect him to bring it, because our team absolutely bullies it. There's a Weavile here and there is a Mega Kangar here. Like it's not gonna have a good day versus our team. Arceus Grass, which is absolutely awful, but it is still an Arc form, and we all know my track record versus Arc forms. I have beat a single Arc form, and lost to, I believe, 6 of them. And 3 of those losses were 5-0 losses, so that's not fun. Uh, so next up he has the Mew. The Mew is scary. It's versatile. Kind of good to predict what it's going to be doing here. I can kind of expect a hazard stacking Mew to come here, though it could also just be like a defensive Clover Berry set, just to help deal with Weavile. It's kind of something that I'm also kind of expecting he can bring here. Then he has the Mega Mawwow. Now last season we had the Mega Mawwow. This season he has the Mega Mawwow. It's a little scary because my team doesn't really have the greatest answers to it defensively. Like it's Rotom Heat if he doesn't bring Stone Edge. If he brings Stone Edge, it's not. Then I have nothing. If he doesn't in fact bring the Stone Edge, then I'm actually in a decent position to take it on. And it's not like Audinoke could take it on. It's a bit too passive to really do any damage to it. And then, of course, he has the Excadrill, which is a complete unmon because he doesn't have any sand on his team. The Camilla, which can be a decently scary Pokemon, but I just feel like we have like a good enough way to check it, especially the fact we have a Comfey to scare it out, that it can't really come to this matchup. Regieleki, which he also had last time we played, I'm not going to be letting my ground type die to it this time because I hope not. My ground type is really bad, so this may not be good for me. Tentacruel, which is a bit annoying because its high split F actually means it can take 2 Shadow Balls from my Mega Gengar, so I do have to run Psychic instead of running Dazzling Gleam, which would have been more preferable for some extra damage into Komodo. But it is what it is here. And then the Talonflame, which is a bit annoying because Flame Body is annoying for a lot of my team. And then he has a Smeargle, which is it's a Smeargle. It can come to pretty much any match, but I don't really expect it here. So you can see. So let's go ahead and let's get into what I am bringing. And I almost forgot to take the matchup off of my layout. Let me go ahead and remove that off of there real quick. Alright, now let's go and get into what I'm bringing, starting off with Trash Chomp, my Garchomp. Rocking Rocky Helmet and Rough Skin. This is a very defensive Garchomp set here because it's not really like his team leads much. Like, yeah, there is still some way for offensive Garchomp to do something, I guess. But it's just defensive works a lot better here to kind of go check the Regieleki. The Rocky Helmet Rough Skin is there to punish Regieleki Rapid Spins. It's also there to punish like Excadrill Rapid Spins. It's also like, this is also a defensive set to kind of lure in the Arc of Grass, which thinks that it can take a hit from this, and then just toxic it, because if there's one thing Arc forms do not like in non-legacy leagues, it is being statused, because they don't have refresh. And I didn't like Mew is his only cleric. Like, just looking at his team, I think Mew is his only cleric, so that's good for us. Earthquake is there to get super effective damage on a lot of stuff, and then Dragon Tail is there to force some switch outs as well. It's just there to kind of force some switch outs, get some Rough Skin Rocky Helmet chip, and get some Rocks chip. So this is just meant to be a defensive rock setter, which is one of the things I hate Garchomp the most for, is that it has to run these sets because it is an 18-point Pokemon, but at least in this one it's not, and it's not a top Pokemon, so I feel a little bit better about running the defensive sets. Next up we have our Weavile Snaka with Choice Band. This kind of beats his whole team. He doesn't really have a clear switch into this. Like, Tentacruel maybe, but Tentacruel just gets knocked off. Its path to recovery goes away, and because of its 2 physical defense, we are going to absolutely murder that thing. which is good for us. With triple axle, ice shard, and beat up as well. The beat up is kind of, I guess, a little bit of a check move. Not really. It's just there for if he brings sub Lunala, which could come to this game. Especially because Audino is a bit passive versus it, and it doesn't get any physical, like ghost moves. It does get throat chop and knockoff. Yeah, Audino gets throat chop for some reason. But beat up's kind of just there because that can break through Lunala's sub while being able to still get enough damage off on it. Now, I hate beat up as a move because there is actually no way to calc beat up. Because since it calcs the stats of your party members into it, it's not an easy move to calc with. You kind of just have to pray that you're gonna kill it, and it's a Lunala, so I should be able to kill it. And also just kind of just helps to break it through the Shadow Shield. We can't run Adamant Speed. I kind of wanted to see if I could run it, but unfortunately can't. I believe we are creeping the Talon Flame, which can also be a really big threat for us since we're not bringing pads. I probably could have brought pads here and could have brought like SD, but I kind of felt like the moves I brought otherwise were just a bit important to kind of just run, SD on it or even want to run pads, and I think the band damage is just really needed here. We have Mega Gengar next with Shadow Tag. This is, I guess, because it kind of a win con because it outspeeds a lot of his team. I believe it outspeeds everything up to Talonflame, and it doesn't outspeed Regieleki, but I don't expect Eleki to come to this game anyway. Shadow Ball, Sludge Wave, Psychic, Nasty Plot. This is just a very good set in general in this game. It can trap in stuff like the Lunala, and if the Lunala Shadow Shield is broken, then it's bye-bye Lunala, and it's once again proving that Lunala is an Unmon. We also do outspeed the Arc with this, so we can just Sludge Wave the Arc because it is in fact weak to that. We can Nasty Plot up, and if we can live in Earth Power, which I don't actually know if we can with this set, but if we can live in offensive Earth Power from Arc, then we're in a really good position with this thing to use it later on. Next up we have Stick Bugged, our Pheromosa with Protective Pads, Close Combat, U-Turn, Throat Chop, and Triple Axle. This can run Adamant here, and the reason why we're running Adamant, we're aiming for the speed boost. The reason why is just because in case he brings the Eleki, which I don't think he does bring, that would kind of be the only thing stopping this from just steamrolling his whole team, and just make sure I get the speed boost kind of stops that. Now, of course, not getting the attack isn't amazing, especially since I don't have Ban, I don't have Life Orb, but Beast Boost kind of just, Beast Boost kind of just helps with that, with a speed boost, which is just more useful to me. And I think the pads are just useful because I don't want to triple axle into a Tentacle Rocky Helmet. I don't want to triple axle into Flame Body, and that's just kind of stuff that I don't really want to be doing with my Pheromosa. But this can also be a win con. It's just meant there just to pivot around and deal tons of damage to a team, get to the chip, and allow something like a Mega Gengar or Weavile to come in and clean later on in the game. But this can also clean itself later on. Next up we have Natsuki, our Rotom Heat, with some heavy duty boots, Defog, Overheat, Voltwish, and Will-O-Wisp. This is, as I said, this is the Mega Mawile answer, kind of. If it doesn't have Stone Edge, I'm not 100% sure if it's gonna bring Stone Edge. It kind of has to bring like dual stabs here. It kind of has to bring like, well, it has to bring like Play Rough, it has to bring Sucker Punch, and like the rest of the things feel like kind of a gamble. So he could try to fit Stone Edge on that, and if he does, that's a bit worrying. But as long as we can stay out of Sucker Punch, we can actually burn the Mega Mawile, we'll be put in a good position. That's like the primary thing I have this thing here for. It's also decent versus the Arceus, since you would have to bring Physical Arc, I think, to hit it. I don't think Arc gets like, well, I think Arc probably gets like Hydro Pump, something like that. But if I'm forcing that instead of like letting him run like Earth Power, something like that, I'm fine. I think he's gonna be Calm Mind, Recovery, Judgment, and Ice Beam on the Arc. So this could kind of just wall that all day. And we have it's Fran, our Audino, with Trouble Berry, Wish, Protect, Knockoff, and Toxic. It's a various Badef Audino. It has Trouble Berry just so that it can shrug off a Focus Blast from Lunala. I did consider putting Throat Chop on this just to have more consistent damage on all the time versus it, and did also consider Shadow Ball on it, or even like Fire Blast just to have something to hit the Mega Mawile with, so we can also wall the Mega Mawile with this. But unfortunately, there kind of just isn't really room to fit that on this. I kind of need the Toxic, kind of need the Knockoff, kind of need the Wish, kind of need the Protect. Like, I kind of need everything here. I just feel like everything's more important to running those moves. But this is like the glorified check to that. This can also beat out Arceus if it's not sub, because we can just Toxic the Arc and put it in a worse position. And that's kind of just what we're gonna be trying to do. Like the big boy Ubers, you kind of gotta cripple them. You can't really you can't overpower big boy Ubers unless you're using your own Uber. So that's kind of what I'm following for this game. So that's the team that we're gonna be going into this week with. I do think it's a pretty good team. I do think we built pretty decently for this matchup. I'm kind of just hoping that it works out for me, and we'll see if we can get a win in our first week. So see you guys when we get into the battle. Hello everybody. Week 1 is upon us. he brought a few things he brought some stuff I wasn't expecting, primarily bringing the Excadrill, because Excadrill is an absolutely off Pokemon, nor does it really have a good matchup here. It's probably either defensive or Scarfed, I would say. And I mean, like, Komodo is whatever. Like, I mean, I can see why he brought it, especially with no Slowbro here. Could get a little bit difficult to deal with, but I feel like we could still have ways to play around it. So, not 100% sure. I think I want to lead Garchomp here, actually. I'm thinking. I probably do want to lead Garchomp here. Like, Garchomp just isn't a bad lead overall, and it gets a lot done like right away. Especially like being able to set up rocks, it kind of matches up well against like anything. And I do want to see how well does it take like a hit from a Komodo. Like I'm gonna check this real quick before I go ahead and just try to. So if it's like a sword, like if it's like an offensive set, I believe we do take a Dragon Claw from it. Yeah, we take a Dragon Claw, we take an Outrage, yeah, and we just Dragon Claw it straight out. So. Okay. Yeah. He does lead Excadrill. Now leave a Trash Chomp. The Mold Breaker, he breaks the mold, of course. EQ looks kind of free here, not gonna lie. I can also just try to set up my rocks here, which wouldn't be a bad play at all if I just try to set up the rocks right here. That's probably what I'm gonna try to do is set up rocks. Cause like I think I kill this Excadrill here if I just go for EQ. Like OU utility. Yeah, I kill with Earthquake and he doesn't do much back, so he doesn't want to lose his Excadrill here. I kind of want to just Toxic, expecting the Arc to come in. Yeah, perfect. Arc is indeed Toxic to now, which is really good for me. That's exactly what I wanted to get. That's exactly what I wanted to have Toxic. Alright, now that you got the Arc out here, let's see. Arceus, Grass, Uber Offensive. Ice Beam actually doesn't kill my Chomp here. We'll see if he's max like offensive. Like I don't think I think he might be able to run Modest here. Like if he like max Modest, we can still live. But I don't really know if I want to throw my Garchomp like that. And I also want to make sure it has Judgment and not Grass Knot. Judgment into like Rotom Heat or something. Yeah, I mean that puts me in a decent position. I'm gonna do it. Going to Rotom Heat here. Get Ice Beamed. What does this reveal about the Arc is what I want to know. That reveals max Timid. Is what I'm seeing. Yep. I wish I would take a Hydro Pump here or anything he wants to throw at us. So I kind of feel safe just throwing out a Will-O-Wisp here. Because he's probably going to end up going into the Excadrill here. So getting that thing burned would be... Or even like the Komodo. Just getting those burned would be really good. Yeah, just going to Komodo. We do hit and it's burned now. So that puts us in a really good position having that burn. So I can kind of find out what he wants to do here. Alright, Metal. Alright. He said he's here exclusively at 2 AM. Exclusively just to see me use Garchomp. The real one. Alright. So I gotta see. I got this thing burned. I can kind of just figure out what offensive set he wants to run here. He's like Swords Dance. He is, in fact, Burn. I mean, I can take a hit here if he's physical. And just Volt Switch out. Yeah. So he's slow. So he's not offensive, it seems. Well, that's not good. I have to go into my Autono here, which is Trouble Berry at least, to take a hit. So he EQs. I'm not exactly sure why. Okay. So this Komodo has Earthquake, and how much did that do to my Autono? That did... Let's see, Earthquake. So he's not fully offensive. He's like defensive set. Okay, I want to find with that. I'm going to now go into Garchomp. Okay. He'll set up his rocks here. I mean, I guess I kind of understand that play. I can set up my own rocks here, or I can start Dragon Tailing. I kind of want to set up my own rocks here. That wouldn't be bad. Actually, I think I'm just going to Dragon Tail, because I can kind of see whatever he wants to bring in here. I can also just Earthquake for damage on anything, but I kind of want to take an Arc out if it comes in. So he decides to stay in and Toxic my Chomp. I mean, I guess I'm okay with that. He brings in the arc. Okay.
Josh has longer hair.
Well, I'm getting chip on this arc,
No,
which is what I want. I want chip on this. Now this Komodo is actually almost dead, which is really good for me. I'm just gonna go into Rotom here. He's gonna go into Excadrill, which is Mold Breaker. So yeah, that's not amazing for me because I think I do that at Earthquake here. But at least Trash Chomp tanks hits from this all day long. Yeah, let's go Trash Chomp. You're an awful Pokemon, but certainly got Spirit. Certainly got Spirit. I think I kind of want to get these rocks up here. He's just got really good spinning, though, is the thing. Earthquake. He does go into Arc. I get chip on this at least. Okay, well, I'm going to keep Chomp alive, I think, because I think I want Chomp just to do something else. He's probably going to recover here, if I were to guess. Rotom. Yeah, he'll recover here. And then here, I am just going to throw out a Volt Switch. He's not going to go Excadrill on a Will-O-Wisp. He'll Judgment. He gets a crit. Okay, that's not what I want. I think that gives me Gengar. That crit actually kind of sucks. Not gonna lie. I'm getting my Rotom really chipped. Let's see. Arceus Grass. Uber Offensive, which is probably like offensive, like with some form of bulk investment. I couldn't go into Gengar here. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Or I can also go Pheromosa. It doesn't kill, though, is the bad thing. Weavile does outspeed and at least gets a free Axel here. Which kind of he doesn't have a switch into. I mean, he has a Tentacruel, but that's really it. And a Mawile, I guess, which isn't ideal. I think I'm gonna go into Gengar. Because even if let's see, if he's like max bulky and like no speed, we can still kill after toxic damage, so yeah. I'm gonna go into Gengar. And I actually wonder, can I kill a Shadow Ball from this range? I cannot if he's like fully bulky. I feel like he doesn't just lose his arc here. I don't know if he scarfed Excadrill or not. That's a difficult thing here. I kind of want to plot. He can't kill me with Judgment here. He can't kill me with Judgment, so this starts to get a little bit more difficult for the fact that if he has Earth Power, I'm not in a good spot here. But if he goes Excadrill, I get chip on that, which is good. So he goes Mawile. Okay, I guess I kind of expected that. Honestly, can I just Shadow Ball this thing? Can I just Shadow Ball this thing and kill it? Like, I'm pretty sure it'll kill me with Sucker here. Yeah, Sucker Punch kills anyway, so I'm not really risking that. I feel like I kind of just sack off Chomp here just to get some chip. Yeah, I'm gonna sack off the Chomp here. Okay. I'll get chip off. And now I think I can just go into Stick Bugged. Into Pharaoh, or I can also go Gengar. No, Gengar isn't in a range to kill. I put him in a bad position here with this, though. He doesn't have something that's overheat here, so I'm just going to throw this out. He can't really switch into Tentacruel because he just gets Volt switched on, which is not good for him. I can also try to Willow here, but just in case he goes into like Komodo, I don't want to just waste turns, I guess, is a good thing to say. I don't think he has Sucker, at least just from the fact that he wouldn't click it on the Gengar when he probably should have. Well, I don't die anyway to Sucker, and I kind of just overheat here. I can also Volt Switch, but if I Volt Switch, then what am I going? Audino, probably? He's in range of overheat for sure. Even if he's like bulky, like really, really bulky. He's not going to be full on bulky, but if he's like max HP, we still kill. I kind of want to Will-O-Wisp on the Excadrill, though. That's probably Scarf Drill, at least from what I would assume. It's Scarfed. I think I'm gonna click Overheat, because Overheat he doesn't really have a good switch into. Is the big thing. Like, yeah, he has a Tentacruel, but it's also a Tentacruel. What's it doing? It's not gonna switch into a Rotom Heat that can just murder it with like Thunderbolt if I'm offensive or whatever. If I'm like Natural Blast, I can just murder thing with Thunderbolt here, and it has to be worried about that. So let's just go into the Komodo, which are going to get a decently free move off on. I feel like I kind of just defog her. He probably clicks toxic. I don't want to be toxic on my auto, but I can't switch into Gengar here. I think I'm gonna defog these rocks away because they're gonna get a bit annoying, I think. Or I can just volt switch. He goes Tentacruel, okay. I'm fine with that. I'm getting chip on this. That is all fine by me. Let's see, this Tentacruel. Can I also find out investment from what the Tentacruel is? Let's see. I am at -2. That Volt Switch did about as much as it should to a physically defensive variant. Is what I'd assume from that. He is some form of physically defensive variant, which honestly I guess I'm fine with. Yeah, he's some form of physically defensive variant. So what can I go here? Can Pharaoh come in and do something? Not really. Does Gengar come in and do something? Yeah, Gengar actually, that's not Scarf Drill. Once Gengar gets a +1, it wins, I think. But I think I threatened him enough with this Gengar here that he's gonna have to switch out. I'll click Shadow Ball so I can catch him all while. I think it's like the primary thing I'm gonna have to do here. Yeah. Alright, we're going to Gengar. I think I click Shadow Ball here because I'll Shadow Ball and Psychic if I have to, and then Shadow Ball will hit the Mawile coming in as well, which is like the big thing that I'm trying to do. I can plot, but if that Scarf Drill, I'm in a bad position. And Nautilus still doesn't have Shadow Shield broken, which is something that I'm trying to do. He stays in. Okay, he wants Chip. And now I just click Psychic, I guess. Get rid of Tentacruel. My Tentacruel is dead. And this is Scarf Drill. He's making that very clear to me that he's Scarfed. Going to Audino, which won't take that as well as I wanted it to. I feel like I'm gonna knock off here though, or I can also wish to protect. Yeah, so he doesn't go into Mawile. I'll get my wish off here. Go straight into my Rotom Heat here. He's Scarf for sure on the Excadrill. Like, it's really a question. That killed. Okay. Okay, that killed. Didn't think that was gonna kill. Mega Mawile. No, not Mega Manectric. Mega Mawile. That really killed. 51%. That's actually a big roll. That's a big roll, I think. That's a big roll. That's kind of a roll. That does actually kind of suck because that was a roll. Gengar can't really Shadow Ball to kill this thing. Might just lose to this Mawile. I'm running out of switch-ins to it. I need chip on it. So I feel like I go Pharaoh and CC. Alright, and I just click CC here. He does Sucker. Just have it. We kill here at least. We don't kill here. I go into Audino. He clicks Sucker again because he kind of has to. I click Knockoff. I get rid of the Audino. Alright, there we go. I'm not Audino. Mega Mawile. Good night. Once again, this is Scarf Drill for sure. Like, I don't really think it's a question. Now there is a question here actually. Can I take a hit from this Arceus? Arceus, Grass, Uber Offensive. It's not Modest or anything. Judgment. Short answer. Actually, I'm on the wrong one. Yes. So we'll take that. We'll start getting our wishes off. He has to recover here, or else he just loses because then his Arc's too chipped. So he ends up going to the Excadrill. Now, I can live a hit from this thing no matter what. And if I get rid of its Scarf, then I'm in a good position. So I'm going to click the knockoff button. And if we get rid of the thing Scarf, I'm in a really good position. It's Scarf. Like, I don't think there's really much of a question about that. So he doesn't go into the Komodo. I guess I'm fine with that. I mean, I don't really take any damage here. I see what he's trying to do. Earthquake, okay. I guess I see that. I don't want to be toxic on this though, that's the big thing. If I get toxic on this, I'm not in a good position. I kind of feel like I sack off Pharaoh here. Like, yeah, Pharaoh's still good here, but it's not like so incredible. I mean, like, or I think I sack off Gengar actually. I'm gonna sack off Gengar. And he clicks toxic here. Yep. Okay, well that's actually good for me then. I'll get rid of Komodo, and I still have my Gengar alive. And then I get 100% confirmation that this is Scarfed, because it is Scarfed. Yeah, so I get my 100% confirmation that it's Scarfed. I already knew it was Scarfed, but I get my 100% confirmation now. He can't let me get rid of his Scarf. If he lets me get rid of his Scarf, he loses the game. Yeah, he just go into Lunala. Knock off its boots, okay. I Toxic here. He Willows. Perfectly fine with that. I'm actually perfectly fine with that. I Wish here. He Moonblast. And I stay healthy. Knock off on the incoming Arc. Alright. That was in case the Extra Joe came in, actually. Just to get rid of its Scarf. Because that Extra Joe loses his Scarf, he loses the game. I'll make a big play. He has to recover here, right? Big play time. Big play. Yep, big play. Big boy playtime. Triple Axel. Something. It'll be this Arc. Okay, and he will not die. Okay, go into Weavile. Click the funny button known as knockoff. Alright, there we go. Arc down. I beat the Arc. I beat an Arceus form! Oh my god, I killed an Arceus form! Those are my kryptonite, and I just killed one! I feel so happy whenever I kill Arceus, because like, those things are my kryptonite. He does have to go into the drill here. I feel like I kind of have to go Audino here, because he is like confirmed Scarf. Excadrill, like, oh, you like Sand Rush or whatever, but instead it's Choice Scarf. Earthquake into my Audino. I am Burn, and there is Stealth Rocks on the field. It's a guaranteed 2-hit KO. Does Earthquake kill my Weavile? It does. Yeah, I think that's the game. Cause I can't live. And here's the thing, I can't wall this Excadrill. Or maybe I can. Maybe I can. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking here. We let Weavile go down. Or we switch an Audino, take an EQ, switch Audino out to get Regenerator, go into Weavile, we start wishing up with Audino, and then Lunala can't beat us. We wish stall the Excadrill out of Earthquake PP. And if he doesn't get smart enough to PP stall, we win the game. Is what I'm looking at here. How much does my Weavile do with Ice Shard here? Not enough is the big thing. Alright, so that's everything I'm gonna do. So we switch an Audino. Get EQ'd. We protect first to burn some PP. Go into Weavile now. Weavile dies, of course. And Audino, do you live one? Is the major question here. No! Ah, damn it. Alright, well, GG's. I thought Audino lived that. I think I might have choked with the Protect there. I think I actually would have won it with the Protect there. Without the Protect. Yeah, without the Protect, I could have won that one. And that actually kind of sucks a bit. Alright, that's how we're starting off the season. Not a bad loss, but definitely not a loss I'm really too proud of. I did a lot this game, but I kind of just feel like he kind of just out-offensed me because I didn't really have a lot of switching to his offense. There was like the kind of roll on Mega Mall Wow, which could have mattered, but it was like 6% in his favor. But it did kind of matter because I would have clicked Will-O-Wisp there and I would have burned the Mega Mall Wow, which would have kept it better in check for the rest of my team. Overall, I think I've played that pretty good. Garchomp is still a trash Pokemon. See you guys in the next one. Bye.